Welcome to video log 5. It's August 6th, 2024. It's 10:24 a.m. So it is still kind of morning. Today, what we're going to talk about is basically some life progress. I'm also going to talk about some books I've been reading. I just bought some new books, and I'm going to talk about why am I reading these different types of books, what the books are. I have them with me right now in the study room because right now I'm in a study room. That's why I'm sorry for the lights. I'm using one with a window in it, but the light's not really shining through. The sun's not at a right angle for the video, so the lighting quality is probably not going to be the best. I know I look a little bit different. I'm more stylish today. I don't have a hat on or anything. I had more time to get ready. Like I said, this video is starting later. Usually I'm doing a video at like 8 or 9 in the morning. But today I got here later. I got ready and everything. Um, and so that's the main things I want to talk about. So let's get started on the main topic. So what are the books that I've been, reading or that I just bought? And so I got three books from Barnes and Nobles yesterday. I kind of just went and I was like, I was just gonna look around, and then like always I end up buying a couple books. So I got four, but the fourth one I don't have with me, and it's for later. Um, when I move out, the things I'll use in that book. So I got books to learn some lessons from, okay? Um, I like to read. I especially love to read for entertainment, not really for like finding informations or finding solutions to the problems in your life. However, I want to change that. I want to read more uncomfortable books, more books I can get more lessons from. And so these are the books I got. I had Reagan's the Reagan autobiography, or not autobiography, the biography from Ronald Reagan. Um, And the reason I got this book is I want to get into politics. And so I really want to learn how like a washed out actor, because that's what Reagan was. He was a washed out actor, how he became president, how he became governor, um, for two terms for a state. I forgot which one it is. Don't quote me on that. I just know he rose really high in the political ladder, and then he eventually became president. Maybe I'll learn more from it, but I want to learn how he reinvented his life. Now, whether you agree with his, politics, his ideas, what he ran on, communism or whatever, that doesn't matter. You can still get a ton of value from this book. Reagan can almost be a mentor to me. Um, because eventually I want to get into politics. And I know most people are like, oh, you shouldn't do that or whatever. And I used to was like, I'll never get into politics or any of that stuff. I don't want to be a leader. I don't want to lead people. I don't want to be in the public eye. Like I never wanted to share a lot of stuff with the public. I should never post anything on the internet, um, or comment on YouTube or anything because it could be traced back to me in the future or whatever. And so, but I'm trying to change that. And, I want him to be like a role model for me, whether you agree with him or not on his politics or whatever. I just want to know, how he developed his personality because he wasn't always, a great speaker, a great communicator, just like JFK wasn't. If you look at JFK's, speeches in college when he was taking college, he was not a good speaker, but 10 years later, he's running as president. He's the most charismatic president, for 50 years or more. You could argue that he was one of the most charismatic presidents of all time. And so that's why I got Reagan, because I want to get involved in politics. I'll make a separate video on that, because this is going to probably be a shorter video. And so I just want to know how he governed, because this book, one of the things that they say is this biography is just about the art of governing as it is the man in himself. I want to learn how to lead people, how to govern, states or, an area. So like a local government, then statewide, and then the US government. And, I want to be able to influence the world around me and the ideas I think would make humanity or make America, better. Um, so that was the first book. So like I said, this is probably going to be a shorter video. Um, and the second book is the 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership by John C. Maxwell. It's the second edition of it. And I was at Barnes and Nobles, and this was probably the best leadership book I could find. I've been taking some business classes. So like I said, I'm starting my degree um, to get an accounting degree, and one of the things you have to learn is leadership. Um, and so I want to learn more because basically leadership is the ability to influence people, not through like your position, what power, not through, your knowledge, but the ability to influence someone. Because there's a difference between managing and leadership. Okay, leadership is where you can manage to influence people to change their behavior, um, while management is you don't change their behavior, you just assign tasks for them. So you're going to do these 5 tasks in a month and you have to do them. You're managing, but a leader actually changes that person. So you might make them more determined in life, just in life in general. Maybe, you help them get promoted because, you help them with their leadership or you give them positions of power and see how they do and help train them to become a leader. Because leadership is like any other skill. You can become better at it. Now, there are different points to leadership. So in this book, he argues that there are 21 points, and you're never going to be great at all of them. However, you should maximize your potential is it because your leadership is the ceiling for you in an organization. So no matter how good you are at, let's say, engineering, my dad was very good at electrical engineering, but his leadership sucked. He never wanted to be a leader anyway. So he became better and better at electrical engineering. So he had more and more personal success, but it didn't really translate to making more money or impacting the world through electrical engineering because he couldn't influence others. He didn't have any leadership qualities. And so he was always, making, 100K a year as an engineer when he could have been making 400K. But his leadership quality, um, you know, capped his, you know, money earning potential, but not just money earning, just like the potential in his career. He could never go further because in all careers, you eventually become from the subject matter, you either become two ways. You either become a management manager of other subject matter experts. So let's say you're an engineer, and then you become a manager of engineers. So you become a leader of these engineers. And the better your leadership skill, the more you will go up in the career ladder. Or you become like my dad tried to do, and you do so well. You're so good at electrical engineering. You know the expert topic. You're an expert. You know the topic. You can write books on it. You are the top level expert. You almost become a commodity where now you can charge extra for your time. So you can charge $200 to fix this problem, electrical engineering problem for this company that might cost them, $100,000. And you might have saved them, 1,000 hours of R&D, research and development. So they'll pay you 100,000. So you become like a commodity. However, the problem with that is you have to still market yourself, as a commodity. You have to raise your prices. You almost have to start a business around yourself. Now, it's not involved. You're not leading other people. It's not as hard, but even my dad tried that and he couldn't do it. So I think leadership is the easier path for those. Now, most people suck at, leadership. Okay. They're managers, so they get promoted in an organization and they become a manager. But the problem is they don't know how to become a leader. And so, their employees' motivation goes down. They're barely completing tasks, or all they do is complete tasks. They don't the employees don't try to become better people or, more useful to the organization. They just like give up. They quiet quit. That's what people say, oh, I quiet quit. Or they do other stuff, or they do social loafing where you don't contribute much to the workplace, which is what the actual term is, social loafing. Like I learned that in organizational behavior, that term. And so leadership is very important. I've only read one of the laws so far. The first law, the law of lid. That's what it calls it. I call it the law of ceiling. So, basically it says your personal earning capacity, your personal success potential is capped by your leadership. So if your leadership is a four, then your personal success can only be a three. You can never go further than that because you have to have leverage in life. Okay. So if you're one person, you can only work so many days during the year, so many hours during the year. It's just inhumanly possible. You can try to become more efficient at work, but even then, there's a limit unless you start hiring other people to do parts of your work. But then that's when you become, you take up the role of leadership for that person. And so no matter what you do, it is no matter how successful you come, your abilities, personal accessibility is capped. Even if you become a commodity, you still have to outsource stuff to people. And if you're not a good leader, they might not do a good job, even if you pay them really well, and then you fire them. Well, you have to find a new person, you got to vet them and all that. And you got to encourage them because they're new. So like you have to do all that stuff. That's leadership. It's way different than becoming a manager. And so, you have to influence them, and if you can't influence them, they won't do as good of a job. Um, and compared to your competitors, now you're not doing as good as a job, and so now you're no longer really a commodity because you're not the best in your field because you can't outsource everything. You can't outsource inventive planning. So if someone schedules an appointment for you and everything, maybe you want to assistant to do all that stuff for you so you can focus on research as an engineer. Well, you can't do that unless you're a leader for that person, or they won't do a good job, or they won't respect you. And the only reason they're doing it is for the pay. And so they don't do a good job. And so that's why your leadership is the cap for your personal success. And also, I want to get into politics. So you have to really know a lot about leadership. So that's why I chose. So the book is, so in case you didn't realize or you didn't hear, Law of Leadership, The Laws of Leadership, the 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership by John C. Maxwell. Now, he's written a lot of books. Um, this is my first one time reading a book of his. And so that's the third book. The fourth book, and I was so excited for this book because the author delayed the book release, so he delayed it by a month, and he was supposed to release it in June, but then he delayed it to July like 25th or whatever. I had forgotten, when it was going to release because I saw it was going to be released and I thought it would be released later, but he actually didn't. He released it, and I saw it on, Barnes and Nobles, and I was like, oh my God, it's released. I gotta grab it, and I do better with physical books. It's Ray Kurzweil. The singularity is near. Now, Ray Kurzweil is probably one of the best predictors of the future ever. He predicted smartphones, he predicted AI. Um, he was the one who popularized the singularity. So if that's the big thing going around nowadays is the singularity is near and all that stuff. What the singularity is basically you can think of it like a black hole. So in the black hole, there's a point where you can't see past it. That's why it's black. So it sucks in all the light around it. Okay. So it sucks in all this light. And so it's complete darkness. And we have never gone past that horizon of a black hole. We've never gone inside of a black hole. And we might never, do that for another 1,000 years. And so you can't observe anything after the black hole. So what's inside the black hole? It's people say it's like infinite mass, but it's not. It's just we can't observe past it. It's the point of no return. And that's what the singularity is. Now, a lot of people get that wrong. It's like they say it's like technology will change every, 10, 20 years, or like not even that, like every day technology will get more and more better, faster than humans, and we won't be able to keep up. That's not what this book is about. This book just outlines the singularity as an event in time where we can't see past it. So we don't know how this technology will change the world. So, for example, this AI is a major part of the singularity. As this AI gets better, okay, there comes in a point where the effects on society are so big that we don't know what will happen to society. You can't predict the future because AI is like the wind that pushes the windmill harder and harder until it breaks. Um, and so let's talk about that more. So it's also about biotechnology, the ability to rewrite our genes on a major scale. We're starting to already have gene therapies. Another one is connecting your brain to a computer. We're seeing that with Neuralink, with Elon Musk. The first person who got the implant, because now there's two. I just saw that there's a second one and it was successful. The first guy, he was so good at gaming now that it was like he had an aimbot, okay, that he could beat professionals. And this is just like the first version of it. When there are more and more companies going into this space, you'll be able to use your mind to as a mouse, as to find things, to research things. And so the singularity is when you combine all those technologies, how the world will change, we don't know. It could have devastating impacts. So AI could replace all these jobs and we could go, most people would become serfs and they would get universal basic income from the government and that was it. And they could barely survive and they'd be a serf, basically. They would own nothing. Like that's what the World Forum says, like you'll own nothing, you'll be happy with it. You'll become a serf. Or this AI could boost productivity so high. We could have governments run by AI, and now we have like a prosperous future. No one has to worry about food, water, or anything. Tons of people are starting businesses because now they have an, safety net. So that's what the singularity is wrong. I wanted to clarify that because some people get it wrong. It's not that exponential technology. Yeah, there's exponential technology, but we know what technology is coming. We just don't know the societal impacts of the singularity. And so you can't predict the future. Even Ray Caswell, he's like, this will probably be what's happening, but he just says what the technology will do. He really can't really say for sure what the societal impacts are. Some countries might die out. We could have robot armies, drone swarms. We know that's going to happen in the next 10 years. What are the effects of that technology? We don't know. Countries could start wars because they have better technology. Countries could lose wars because of a drone swarm. So, you could be America and you're versing Vietnam or a small country and you could absolutely destroy them. But they have drone swarms. Like, look at what's happening in Ukraine against Russia. Russia is having to deal with all these drones and everything. And so, that's just what the singularity is about. Now, I use this book, The Singularity is Nearer, to kind of make predictions on my career because I believe a lot of what is talking about is right. Now, some of it might be wrong, but let's say like maybe two of the technology he talks about are right. You know, then I was right, and I can base my future, my career, my future, where I should live and everything off of this. For example, I know that basically right now a lot of homes are underinsured, and so basically the premiums are too low for the insurance companies to cover it. And so as more hurricanes and tornadoes appear because of climate change, these insurances can't cover these, so they can't cover these all these homes or whatever, and so they either leave the states, that have the most hurricanes or most prone to natural disasters, or they go bankrupt. And so that's like a $1 trillion problem right now. And that's what the Wall Street Journal, you can look this up, the $1 trillion bombshell in the real estate market, or the bombshell in the real estate market. The Wall Street Journal did a article on that. And so you can use that to like predict where I should live. And so I know like, it's going to be way harder to get insurance in Florida anymore. I shouldn't be living in Florida if I want to have insurance. Or I know because of climate change, whether humans cause it or not, half of Florida will be underwater in 50 years. Do I want to live there? No, I don't want to have to start over fresh. And so I don't want to live in Florida. So that's like how I'm trying to make, predictions for a better future. And so that's why you should read this book because it argues really well by a credible author Ray Kurzweil, one of the best predictors of all time, what will happen in the next 30 years by 2045, because that's when the singularity is supposed to happen. Some people are saying it's earlier because of AI. No, he predicts 2045. I'll be like 40, 44. What a time to be alive. But, I get to see what society will do. So those are the, three books I'm gonna think. Singularity, the Irrefutable 21 Laws of Leadership, and Reagan, or Reagan biography. That's my three books. Now I'm gonna be using ideas from these books to make videos. Um, that'll probably be Thursday's video log, video 6. Um, but I gotta get these books first. I might do it on the laws of leadership, some laws that really resonate. I gotta finish a book in two days though, because it's Tuesday. It's only like 300 pages, so I'll take notes and I'll do that. So that'll probably be Thursday's video. So if you're watching that, let it's not gonna be um for sure on this. I might change it to something else. Now that's the books. Now let's talk about the things in my life and the video I just uploaded. So if you don't know, I uploaded video for this is 5, yeah, 5. I uploaded video for log 4, and it was about my skincare routine. I have pretty good skin compared to what I used to not have. I probably have better skin than, the people I work with, um, because I work in fast food. And so that was after 8 years of 8 years of trying different skincare routines. That's probably the best routine I've had. That's the one that's gotten me personally the most results. You might have different skin, so it won't be as good as you. I also, that time I linked Dr. Abs, the YouTube channel that I got a lot of my skincare routines from in the last couple months from him. And so I linked that in the description. I know I didn't do that on the previous one before that. Um, I should have linked the YouTube channel, linked Based Camp with Simon and Simone, or I think that's what it is. I should have linked that in there. I didn't. Um, I did link it with this one. The reason that video didn't get released till today is I was spending. It was about 9 o'clock. I had to upload the video because I took it on my computer. I uploaded it to Descript. Okay, that took about an hour because it was an hour long video. If you didn't know, that's my longest video, which I'm kind of proud of. That was not, I was expecting 15 minutes. That was my longest video. Took an hour to upload to the cloud service, Descript. And then I tried editing it and I tried cutting out all of my, and, or this is the reason, I tried cutting out all the filler words. The problem with that is it would cut the word and then fade it in. And so it was almost like I had, I basically it messed with the video. If you've ever had to edit it, I didn't know this. When you cut a part out, you have to put a transition or whatever. I didn't know that in the beginning. So I had to find the transitions, and I had to do like a crossfade. But even that wasn't good. I would have to like um change the seconds for it. So how long was the transition? And I have to do that for everyone. And I had like 300 filler words, and I was doing it, and then it had been like an hour and I still wasn't done, and I would have to go back and check to make sure all the transitions were good. And I was like, it's gonna take me a couple hours. And I was like, I really can't do this. I don't have time. That's why I got here later today because I basically stay up till 12 trying to do it. 11, 12. Usually I go to sleep at 8 or 9 and wake up early, like 5 or 6. And I couldn't do that. So that's why I was later today. And so I basically was like, okay, I can't do editing. I wish I could do more editing, but this is taking too much time. And this is like my beginner channel. This is a beginner channel. Would anyone watch these videos? And I don't want the focus to be on editing. And so I'm trying to take like a more holistical approach to editing. So I'm trying to like remember, oh, this is a filter word. I said this is filter word. I'm trying to cut down my filter words. So this is why this video, my words might take a little bit longer. And sometimes I'm processing like what should I say in the video before, I move on to the next sentence. So I'm not using as many filler words. That was what's happening yesterday when I released that video. So it was released today, this morning, probably at like 1 a.m. or something. I didn't really check the time. So that's why this video is a little bit longer. I'm recording it at 10:30. I started recording it. It's now like 10:51. That's why I was later. Let's talk about my video before that. That was my hedging against AI. I got 6 views. Now my they only watch for like a minute, maybe 30 seconds a minute, but you know what? It's a start. It's a start. This is kind of a like hobby of mine. I want it to be like a business, but I don't really want to have to put in too much work into it, too much editing for it. So I've been thinking about that because I was watching a video on how to make better YouTube videos or how to have a better audience retention. I know I never thought I'd be doing that, but I am. Um, so I was looking all that stuff or whatever. I was watching a YouTube video and they said when you create a YouTube channel, you want to number one, niche down, and number two, you want to know what your goal for the channel is. Is this a hobby or is this like a business? Because you have to treat those differently. And so I really want to make this as like kind of like a business for a little bit of supplemental income, but I really don't want to have to spend, 30, 40 hours a week on this channel. And I know, you know, it's a lot harder to go viral and all that if I'm not doing it full time, but I don't really have the conditions for full time. And so that might change in the future. But also they said to niche down, and this is like a $1 million subscriber. It's a woman subscriber. And but I was like, but Dan Ko says you're a niche yourself, and I believe that. I believe you should have different interests that you love, and that it's easier to make videos about because you love it, and you are a personal niche. Because in the era of AI, that's the only way to survive is if you attract people based on your personality and the interests you have, and those interests are what you make videos about. And I agree with him on that. So I'm not going to try and niche down. That's why these videos are probably going to be all over the place. If you don't want to listen to it, it's okay. But yeah, I got 6 subscribers. I was so happy because my first video has 0 viewers. I didn't get 6 subscribers, 6 viewers. It'll probably be a little bit more. There was like 163 people who saw it on the algorithm. Like it released it to people to see, and only like 6 people actually watched it. And they only watched it for like the first 30 minutes. So maybe I should work on my like thumbnails better. Maybe I shouldn't have as long as videos, but I think this is the style that works for me. This is like the fun thing in my life. And so I don't want to ruin it by trying to make the best YouTube channel or, trying to niche down into like money or whatever. I want to talk about like everything that interests me. And my interests will change, but you know, also this channel is to be used for me to learn to communicate better. So I want to get rid of my filler words. I want to be able to speak to people more. And so this is like speech practice. And you know, I want to be able to talk about the things love. And so that's why I'm sticking to this channel format. I might not get any success in it, but that's only one of my focuses. I have other focuses for this channel. Now, but yeah, I wanted to just talk about that. I'm really happy. I'm really happy that I got 6 subscribers. I might talk to my work colleagues because I really don't know them that well. I haven't really made friends with any of my coworkers. Maybe I'll talk about them, talking about starting a YouTube channel. I probably won't recommend my channel to them, but I'll be like, yeah, I'm starting a YouTube channel. We'll see how it goes. I'm just recording my thoughts. I also had a good idea. Um, while I was using AI to like edit, I figured out I have a ChatGPT subscription. It's like 20 bucks a month. I really don't use it a lot. I thought I would use it more. I really don't. I just keep it in case the new AI is released. They've kind of disappointed me last couple months in the way, there are other better competitors that I can pay 20 bucks for better AIs, and they haven't really updated their AI as much. They haven't released the new ChatGPT 5. However, they have finally released the audio version to me. If you remember the videos where ChatGPT 4 was like very flirty and everything, and they had a phone with them and they were flirting with, the person talking to them. You can look these videos up. They were really famous. However, and it was in Scarlett Johansson's voice, which had a whole problems with it. I didn't think it was as similar to her. It was kind of similar, but not as much. I really want to use, now that they've released it to me, I have access. I don't know about other subscribers, but I have access to the audio thing. I was really thinking, because I'm not using it for anything else, to use it not to flesh out my ideas for YouTube, because I thought I might do it for that, but not for that. What I really want to use it for is to communicate with the AI. And so I can kind of, talk to the AI about stuff and I can get better because I have a conversation person. And the whole goal can be to help me communicate better. And so I can kind of use that talking to the AI as practice for communication because I need to be really good at communication for leadership. Um, Now that was the thing I learned. I thought up while I was like just editing because that was a hard thing to do. I kind of enjoyed it, but after doing it for an hour, I was like, oh, this is like kind of painful. I've listened to my video like 30 times, different clips of it and everything because I couldn't just read the whole hour-long video and then cut it as I go along. I have to cut. I gotta check back to see, okay, is this transition good or do I think it's good? Because I don't really know much about how good this YouTube quality is, or is this a good production quality for the YouTube video? And so like I was just thinking about other stuff while I was doing it, and I guess that's what intelligence is. Dan Kill was talking about this. I was watching a video on like why you should read and everything. And I've always been a good reader, but never nonfiction books. And he was talking about that how intelligence is like pattern recognition, where you take things you've learned and you apply it to different um, areas of your life, different aspects of your life. And I was like, he said that's true wisdom. And I was like, maybe I can do that. And I did it yesterday when I was using AI to edit my video. And I was like, maybe I can use AI to communicate better, learn to communicate better, because now I'll have a conversation partner instead of me just speaking to a camera. So I learned that. Um, is there anything else I really wanted to talk about? So Thursday will probably be on, ideas from the book and everything. Is there anything else? I just lost my train of thought. I knew I was gonna talk about something else. It's already been 35 minutes, so I might finish the video here. So I talked about, my books, my happiness at getting 6 viewers, and then having to edit the next video, and then realizing how hard editing is. s- You know, it's good that I'm learning new stuff. I'm really not a good learner. I used to learn new stuff all the time, and then I didn't. But now now I'm trying to build that habit, and I'm trying to do more stuff, more hobbies and things, more activities. And I was and I guess that combines back to my original thought. I want to become a better leader, probably one of the best leaders ever. And I was looking at this and I was taking notes in my class, organizational behavior. I finished the class, I passed it. But one of the main topics is leadership. And I was looking through this book, and it introduces one topic that is the opposite of my personality, which is leadership, or not leadership, is extroversion. And so that means you're good with people. I know, like Tyler, you're not good with people. I'm more of like a silent person. So I guess I can talk a little bit about my personality because I want to make hour-long videos. I said this would be a little shorter video, but let's go a little bit on a rant, to improve my communication. This is like a rant. And I'm going by the seat of my pants. So I might have to think a little bit longer for my ideas. I haven't written any of these ideas down. And so let's just talk about it. So, leadership, one of the main qualities is extroversion. Extroversion means you care about people. You're there's you're good with people, let's say. I'm completely opposite. You can ask any of my family, coworkers. I'm more of like the silent type. I just have so many thoughts in my head that I focus on them. I don't really focus on the people. So my leadership quality is probably pretty bad because that's one of the main qualities of a leader. I could be better in like vision or, planning. I think I'm pretty good at that, but I know I'm not good at extroversion. That would probably be always be my weakness. I want to fix that. And so one of the things I'm doing is communication. That's why communication is so important. It's the way you communicate to the outside world and also to others. It's how you influence people. If you can't communicate an idea, no one's going to know what it is. No one, if you ask someone can you get me a coffee or whatever, if you don't know how to say that, or you can't speak it, or you can't write it down, you can't communicate. That's my dad. My dad had a stroke a couple years ago, and he had to retire from work, but he refuses to, write or read, and his speaking has gotten worse. And he's always had a problem with his hearing. He was always almost deaf. He's always had hearing aids, and it's almost like he's losing the ability to communicate. Or his texts are really bad. I can't understand him. I have to say, "Can you like enunciate? Like, what do you mean by this?" And you'll try and explain it. Part of that is because of the stroke, but a lot of it is because he's not continuing to learn to write, to read, to talk, communicate. And I understand if he couldn't communicate talking wise verbally because his hearing's really bad, even with a hearing aid. So I understand if you couldn't do that. But there are other ways to communicate, like, there's writing, but he doesn't want to do that. That's too hard for him because he's never been good at like English or reading. That's what my mom's been good at. They're like opposites. He has always been good at math and science. But I was like, how do you communicate to the world? Or I was like, he should start a YouTube channel, get his phone out and record videos just for him, to communicate better. But he can't, he won't, he refuses to do it. And so leadership, I almost think is like people skills. Like you can have planning and vision, everything, but you should at least be able to motivate other people, lead other people. And so that's probably the one of the biggest qualities, biggest aspects of leadership is extroversion. I'm not very good. I'm a quiet person. I'm a silent. It's not that I'm quiet because I'm shy. I'm just silent because I have so many thoughts in my head and I care more about my thoughts than, the people around me. I really want to fix that. I have to fix that. I got to get better at it because leadership will be my cap. So I have to start doing stuff like that. I got to be better. I have to be better. And so that's just like a part of my life is progressing in life, learning skills that benefit me, that solve the problems in my life. That's what Dan Coe says is personal branding is you find the problems in your life, you solve them, and then you communicate your journey to solve those to your audience as you solve them. And so that's what I'm trying to do. So this is probably the book I'm most excited for is, Maxwell's Laws of Leadership. And it's going to be hard, but I have to do it. But I'm starting to feel alive more. And maybe it's because it's the first week, 2 weeks of doing these videos and trying to be better and starting classes and everything. But I'm feeling like I'm more happy. I'm always like kind of a happy person because I've read like the books like The Happiness Advantage. When I was like depressed, I wanted to see how I could get out of depression. And I started doing the stuffs in the book and I got out of depression. And so I became a lot happier. Now I'm a more optimistic, happy person. But I've increased my happiness, which I didn't think was kind of possible. And it's kind of because I've been doing these, videos. Because today I got up late. I didn't have to go to, the library to do a video. Because it's about a 45 minutes, right here. But I was like, I'm not going to get anything done. I'm just going to read some entertaining book at my home because I can't work from home because, my parents are here and I've been conditioned for entertainment and relaxation at my home. And so the environment's not conductive for me to, study at home. And so I was like, I have to go. And I went. And like I said, since I've dedicated myself to doing this, my happiness has gone up. Now I have been slacking. I have to mention that. This is my mistake for the week is I haven't been studying my second class, Success in Business, and the critical thinking classes because they're kind of easy. And I've already done like the pre-assessments for one of the classes I passed in. I plan on taking it Thursday, and I was like, I should be studying, but it's like these classes are kind of boring, or I already know the information, but I should be studying for it. I know I might not pass. I should be studying it. So that's like a mistake I have been having. So that's been dragging my happiness down a little bit. But like, creating these videos and um has like boosted my happiness and like going down here has boosted. Now, I just want to talk about the rest of my day. I'm probably gonna go because we have a mall. I'm in the You know what? Screw it. I'm in the Pensacola Library. I'm in a Pensacola Library in the study room because I live 45 minutes from Pensacola. I've already given you enough information. You might as well find out where I almost live or kind of the area where I live. And so they have a mall that's like 5 minutes away from me. There are two things I want to do. I want to read your irrefutable laws of leadership in the mall. I kind of want to see how I do when I'm reading a book, and this is going to be first read of a book. I'm not going to really take notes. And in a mall, because the mall has like little chairs, sofa chairs, in like the walking area in between. You ever seen a mall? You know what I'm talking about. I'm gonna read the book, Laws. I'm gonna look, and I'm also gonna do some people reading. Like I'm gonna be like, how's this person walking? Does he um walk a certain way? Is he busy? Is he in a rush? I'm just gonna see more people because really the people I see are, the people I go to the library with, my coworkers at work, and my family. I really don't go out much. I kind of want to do that, but I'm moving in 2 months, and so I really don't want to build a social circle here that'll kind of convince me to to stay here and just find another home in Navarre or in Pensacola or in Gulf Breeze, whatever the areas around Pensacola. I don't want to do that. So I can't really go out, but I'm just gonna go out and like watch people and have like a nice read for a couple hours. There's also the Lexington clothing store. I kind of want to dress more stylish. That's the word, stylish. Because I'm kind of am stylish. I got a white t-shirt and a polo. I want to buy some more polos because usually I just have t-shirts. I kind of want to have some more polos, not just like this type because this is like a linen type, really comfortable in the summer. I kind of want to have like the colored polo shirts or whatever to upgrade my style. And I want to have some more button-down t-shirts that fit me, but I don't really have a lot of money to spend, so I might go buy Lexington's clothing company just to see if there's any clothing things I can buy. I need a new belt for work, and I don't want to spend 100 bucks on a, belt for work where I'm working in fast foods. The belt's getting damaged. I don't want to do that. So I might go to Lexington. So if you don't know what Lexington is, I've never been, but I've looked it up because it's kind of like a new store. They replaced the bed Beyond Bath and Beyond bed Bed and Bath, Beyond Bath and Bath, or something like that. It's like a public company or whatever that does like bath supplies and all that. And it was a big store, so they replaced it with a Lexington clothing store. It's a used clothing store. You can get clothes for like 20 bucks. So you can get a shirt that's usually like 50 bucks for 20 or like 40 bucks when it's usually 100. I really like Banana Republic. That's what this one is. This is a different type. I like Banana Republic shirts. I don't know if they'll have that type of shirts, but I want to get like polos and stuff. I might get like a sweat jacket or whatever because all my sweat jackets are messed up because stupid thing I do to them. Um, I don't really need them in the summer, but I might just get one for when I move up to the colder place where it'll be a little bit colder. That's all I have. Like that's what I'm doing for today. It's just that and a little bit of studying is, making this video. I'm gonna read the book, and then I'm gonna probably go to the clothing store, whichever one. I might do the clothing store on Thursday when I'm down here again, because I'm usually here Tuesday and Thursday. Maybe Monday when I get a day off, because I know next week I get an extra day off, either Wednesday or Monday. Excuse me, whichever one will I'll decide. So that's all I'm doing. But yeah, my happiness is like way up. I guess because I'm attributing my happiness to progress in life. If I've always been like, I'm on self-development or stuff like that, but I've never really done it for all aspects of my life, trying to improve everything all at once. And I'm making so much progress. That I'm just very happy. Also, I kind of shaved my beard, if you notice. I shave it every couple days to the same length. Do you think I look good at it in a beard, or where do you think I'd look, worse? I have kind of a good jawline, but it's not like the best jawline. So like I think the little stubble helps me. I think my jawline's good enough that I don't need like a full beard to hide my like bad jaw in just in terms of attractiveness. And like my hair is also doing pretty good. I don't know if I should like style it. I don't like styling my hair because it's kind of straight or like the product comes out and everything. So I don't know. I might get like I was thinking about it. I was watching a video and a curly hair for guys came up and I was always interested. My hair used to be super straight because I didn't take care of it right and I listened to my mom on how to take care of my oily hair. So my hair used to be very bad. Now it's better and I kind of have like I start to have kind of like a curl and I was almost like what do I look like with like curly hair? And so I might get like a curling iron, not like right now, but in probably like 2 months when I move out, I might get like a curling iron and in the morning just like curl over my hair and see how my hair does with that and how, if it's really good or not. Um, because my hair's kind of messed up today. It's not the best, but it's not the worst. Here's what my hair looks like. I do need a haircut because it's been probably a month and a half since a haircut. But yeah, if you look at my haircut, I'm kind of getting like curly in the right here or whatever. So I might get like a haircut. I don't know. I kind of like it when it's this long. Like it's not bad. It doesn't cover my eyes, which is all I care about. I think the longer fringe helps, and the side also helps. Because it's like if it's really short, kind of looks little bit different. I kind of like the longer hairstyle. It kind of like because my face is kind of angular almost, especially with the beard becoming making my face a little bit more angular. I think the um the hair does is really good. I kind of like it. Just let me know. Like that was just a little side tangent or whatever. I'm gonna end the video. I've talked about a lot of different things. I'm probably gonna end the video. This video, I've noticed I haven't used a lot of filler words as much because it was really bad. My previous, if you watch my skincare video, it's probably really bad. I'm sorry if you can't get through it because the filler words. I would put it on 2 times speed, 1.5 speed. I'm a little bit of a slow speaker. Just do what you think is best for you. And so I've talked about everything. I'm going to do a little bit of a thing, everything I talked about. So I talked about the books I got, my 3 books I got. We talked about some leadership qualities. We've talked about my life, how it's going, how this YouTube channel is making me more happy and having a better life. I really enjoy this. I talked about my stylish stuff. I asked if I should keep the beard or my haircut's good. I think it's good. I really do I didn't think I would like it. I'm not really a more stylish person. And I think the white shirt with polo wouldn't go as well. It wouldn't go well on me, but I think it's pretty good. I thought about just wearing the polo, but it's kind of too long for that, because it's meant to be untucked. And I was doing it, and I was like, it's not very. It's almost too long for me. It's a medium, that's why I wear, and the shirt's almost too long if I'm just wearing the polo. So I added the white shirt, just also for layering. So I do look better at this. So. Okay, I can't keep talking. This is gonna be 5 hours of talking if I keep going on. I gotta save some ideas for other YouTube videos. So yeah, Thursday will probably be leadership stuff. We'll probably do a more in-depth 30-minute video on leadership. I might do 2 videos. I'm really enjoying this. I almost want to make, 50 YouTube videos a day. 50 videos Tuesday and Thursday. So I have 10 videos per day or 10 videos per week. I don't know. So that's it. I gotta end the video. I keep saying I gotta end it, but I'm not. But I got to. That's goodbye. Uh, put anything in the comments, any things you want to do. I haven't gotten a comment yet. I've never had. You might be the first commenter. I'll always remember you. I'm a comment virgin or whatever. I'm a comment virgin. I've never had a comment. I've never actually made comments on YouTube. I've never made a comment on YouTube. I've always read comments, but I've always been a lurker. I'm trying to fix that. So be the first one. Like I said, I'll always remember you. I'll talk about you in a video because you're my first video. So, oh, the sun's coming out. The light's doing better. I don't know why the lights changed like that. Okay, time to go. Goodbye.